Liquor Talk, the men's round starts now. We are closing the month of August out with the fellas. We're coming to you live from the Co-Hatch. What's up, fellas? We got the tequila and the bros at a new location. Shout out to our friends at Co-Hatch for this wonderful venue. I'm your man, Victor. This is the Liquor Talk Podcast, the podcast where the more you drink, the better we sound. This is our men's round for the month of August. Man, we got a lot of things to get to, so y'all might want to get them drinks poured up. Whatever you sipping on, it don't matter. It Patron, whatever you sipping on, get them drinks poured up because we got a lot to dive into. All right, first up, we got Mr. Inno's Finest over here. How you doing, my brother?
You know me, I'm trying to stay up like Dr. Fauci in court.
How many times did that motherfucker say I plead the fifth? I'm like, God damn, I didn't know you could plead the fifth that many times. Also, shout out to G Man. He done dropped his book on the ladies and gentlemen. He got his fourth book out here, man. Real quick, tell people about the book.
My new book, Jeremy, came out August 8th. It's called Being Black in America, the 10-Step Program. It's a self-help book to heal Black America because, shit, we need it. We need it. We need the healing. We need the accountability. We need the closure. We need the growth because at some point in time, as much as we blame white supremacy, as much as we want to blame our community, it starts with us.
Yes, it does start with us. Last but not least, my brother Juggy Fresh over here. You saw me on his live. He was breaking down everything to do with Florida politics. We'll get to that, and we're gonna get to a lot of that as well. Juggy, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm ready to mash with the fellas. Men's only round. You know what I'm saying? We just had the primary. There's so much to get into. Let's get it.
Yes, let's get it. Yes, let's get it. Also, happy early anniversary to my brother, man. Happy early anniversary, man. Hey, man, you holding it down, man. You holding it down, man. I know marriage ain't easy, but you're making it look easy.
Six. This is six.
Six? Okay.
6 years, man. He's been at it 6 years, man. So, hey, man, more power to you, man.
Shout to the missus, bro. Shout to the missus.
Yeah, shout out to the missus.
Shout out to Sweet. I love you so much. I can't wait to spend the anniversary with you and get away from the hubbub of everyday life. I love you very much. Thank you for watching. Fellas, what we got tonight?
Yeah, we're going to start with them Florida politics as well because we know that this man was going crazy. First off, what y'all initial thoughts? Because when I saw that Byron Donalds one, I'm like, yeah, this motherfucker won? But I'm also happy that Angie Nixon won, though. I'm happy for her. And I'm also happy that her opponent has now said, I'm going to back her. Now, I'm like, that's real respect right there because he see the bigger picture. So he was like, I'm going to back her now. And I also see the mayor race in my hometown of St. Pete that went to a runoff. So St. Pete, I need y'all to get out there and vote. Let's keep Mr. Baker and let's keep Mr. Welch in office.
Okay.
Juggy, let's mash me, dog. Okay, this is your lane.
All right, so we got a whole bunch of stuff going on. Primaries was actually on Tuesday, earlier this week. A lot of elections all across the state. And one of the black districts that's left in Florida, Deborah Wasserman Schultz, is going to represent the Democratic Party. If you guys did not know, if the listeners did not know, what that means is that's one of two remaining majority black districts in the state of Florida after they gerrymandered earlier this year. What that means is she's basically going to represent a whole bunch of black people. Even though people told her dropped out, she didn't anyway. She's an establishment Democrat. That means she has corporate money. So she's going to be representing the Democrats in the upcoming general election in November to decide who actually is going to be legislating and writing laws and representing that area in South Florida in office. Also, you know what I'm saying? You know, we with the Berg. So on Tuesday, they had a whole bunch of races. Big news in terms of the mayor's race. They're going to have a runoff between candidates Ken Welch, who's the current mayor of St. Pete, and they're also going to have Charlie Crist, who's the former governor of Florida and has held multiple political positions and also lost multiple political positions across the last 3 decades, really, almost as long as we've been alive. And one thing about Charlie Crist is 4 days after he said he was running for office, running for mayor of St. Pete, he got over $1 million dropped in his campaign coffers. As a mayoral candidate, that is an insane amount of money. It definitely spells trouble. So in this situation, we're doing the least amount of harm when it comes to strategy. I'm not a big fan of Ken Welch. However, he would be significantly better than having Charlie Crist as the mayor of St. Pete. You don't like it, go holler at your mama. I can give reasons to back that up, but I don't want to take over the show.
Mhm.
And also the big national news coming out of Florida. Duval's own Angie Nixon has won the Democratic nomination to be
Mhm.
a senator for the state of Florida. She is already making history because if she wins, she will be the first African American to be a United States, we're talking about Fed level senator, and she is a Democratic Socialist in nature. She has accepted Democratic Social of America.
Mhm.
They are backing her, although she does not agree with everything on their platform. Okay. But that's huge news because nobody gave her a chance. Her opponent had $16 million.
17.
There you go, $17 million. She had less than 300,000. So that just goes to show you her ground game was unparalleled. And this is what I try to tell a lot of people. Nobody gave her a chance.
Mhm.
She's been reelected 4 times as a state representative. I'm telling you guys right now, donate to her campaign. Go to her website. Please help her get in office. We need some positive news to come out of Florida. Angie Nixon is definitely for Florida. She's grassroots. She doesn't accept corporate PAC money. She is not with APOC, which is Israeli. We're sending all our billions of dollars over there to get into that. And we'll get into more political stuff. I just wanted to give you guys a quick breakdown. If you're on TikTok, welcome. I do political breakdowns, but we're on the men's only rounds with Ralphie Jones and New Orleans finest. And we're going to be talking about men's stuff. So if there's any ladies that's listening, share this with your friends. If you have any questions for the men, definitely drop them in the chat. Appreciate you guys listening on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, for sure, man.
But also, to add on Juggy Perm, ain't Miss Angie Nixon from Moncrief?
She is.
Yeah, Northwest Jacksonville, you hear me?
Had no statistically, if you talk to the consultants who are mostly Caucasian, if you talk to the political analysts and the strategists, not just across the state, but nationally, Angie Nixon had absolutely no chance. And I told several people, because I'm in the Democratic Party on the state level, I told several people she's the one. And they told me that it wasn't possible. And so now she's won the nomination by quite a few votes and going into the general election
Going up
against
Moody,
Ashley Moody, who
Mhm.
has a lot of money in her campaign. But we know that money doesn't mean absolutely everything. We got to put the effort behind her to make sure that she gets across the finish line and she makes absolute history for the state of Florida and our community.
I voted for Angie Nixon because I believe in the progression of this country. I believe Florida deserves progression. We need growth. And I understand, like, Florida is a very lucrative state. Like, I'm not as politically savvy like Juggy Fresh, but as someone who's lived in Florida since after I moved here from Hurricane Katrina,
Yeah,
Florida is a very lucrative state.
yeah, it is.
Mainly because it's a retirement state.
Correct.
And there's a lot of money invested here, not just tourism, but it's retirements and military stints.
Correct.
People actually invest money in the state of Florida. And the laws here are buku lenient. If you really know how to move in Florida.
Right.
And to see like a lady, not only just our skin color, but represents the everyday people.
Correct.
Has an opportunity to represent a high form of political power like U.S. Senate for the state of Florida.
The elder body.
When we had people like Rich Scott. And Charlie
Skeletor.
Yeah, Skeletor, motherfucker. Try to shut down FAMU, man. I remember, and I also remember.
Wait, who tried to shut down FAMU?
Rick Scott ass. Man, and also I remember all the FAMU students marching to the governor's mansion. I looked at them niggas like, y'all could have took y'all ass to the poll and voted.
Time out. Let me process the correct.
Here we go. Here go N.O.
You telling me that great value Bob Barker?
Here we go.
Great value Bob Barker.
Who told him? Where was his energy for fucking Bethune-Cookman?
Oh.
See, he couldn't get to, I'm going to tell you what, he couldn't get to Bethune-Cookman because Bethune-Cookman's private. So Bethune-Cookman private. So that's why he couldn't really fuck with Bethune-Cookman. So hell, Wildcats my ass. Y'all motherfuckers are lucky that he couldn't really fuck with y'all the way he could fuck with FAMU. That's what a lot of them damn politicians up there tell us will fuck with FAMU. It was so bad I had to tell Juggy about it. That's how bad it got, you know?
And And I just want to say this: we're on the topic of skin folk. Angie Nixon obviously is a dark-skinned Black woman. We support her 100%.
Yeah.
While we're talking about that and we're talking about politics, we got to talk about the Republican nominee for the governor of Florida, Byron Donalds. Ladies and gentlemen, Byron Donalds now has $100 million plus in his campaign coffers at his disposal.
Damn.
Again, $100 million.
See,
and that's so much money. Even Birdman had a song back in 2010, We the Business, $100 million. That's a lot of money for one race, even if it's the governor of Florida. I hate Citizens United, which is what allows businesses and entities to donate such large amounts into political cabinets and causing such corruption.
So that'd be like their trust funds.
Correct.
Pretty
and
much.
So the thing that we have to remember is this. David Jolly is going to represent the Democratic side. Now, everybody doesn't like him. That's a whole other topic for another conversation, whether you like him or not. Whether you like it or not, he won the nomination as Democrat running away. And so what we have to do now is, do you want Byron Donalds, who will do anything that Donald Trump says? Or do you want David Jolly? Now, the interesting part about this is, ladies and gentlemen, is that David Jolly just became a Democrat within the last couple of years. Now, I will say to his credit that he was a never Trumper. So that means, for those of you who are not in politics, he was never in support of Donald Trump, and he was vocal about that. I will give him credit for that. However, is he the best person? I've seen some of his interviews. I don't know. I think he would need a lot of help. He needs a very diverse cabinet and people around him to help him make the best decisions for the state of Florida. We can't only think about the business class, going back to N.O.'s point. We also got to think about working class people. We also got to think about the small businesses. We also got to think about people who need health care, the disenfranchised, our public education system, our waterways, the estuaries, the coastline. There are so many unique issues to Florida, which is right next to the tropics, that need to be addressed, that we need to look at. The governor has a very expansive job. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be on the ground working. Vic, what else you got for us? I don't want to take too much of the show away.
Listen, my only thing with that is, how is Byron Donaldson going to convince all them baby boomers that live in the villages and that live in rural parts of Florida that his black ass is the right candidate? How are you going to convince the people of Ocala? How are you going to convince Stark? How are you going to convince them small Sarasota, them small ass hick towns to vote for your black ass? Wow. So that's my question. How are you going to convince them to do that?
Let me say this. I'm going to say this again. I'm not politically savvy like Juggy Fresh, because he's. If I need someone that can talk politics and can give me the representatives and understand the policies, Juggy Fresh is
he is.
Reach out to. But I'm a person that values the business mind of it. Every politician knows they only fuck with the hicks if they need the votes, but they really never really matter to them, because if they don't generate their business, they don't represent their bottom line, you're not finna entertain them. They'll sell you a dream like they used to say Drake used to do back in the day. Like, they'll sell you a dream and say, you know what, we're gonna work on your communities, we're gonna work on your neighborhoods. Well, we're gonna bring in more job opportunities, but aren't we the ones, if I'm not mistaken, don't we have to sign the LLCs? Don't we have to fill out the forms to start our own business?
Yeah.
So why would we trust the politicians in that regards? So only Byron Donalds really got to worry about is the main metropolitan cities, like Sarasota, as you said, like Tampa, like St. Pete, like Orlando, like Jacksonville, like Daytona, like Miami.
And to your point, to piggyback once again off of N.O., here's what I want everybody to know about Byron Donalds, okay? Byron Donalds is a dark-skinned Black man who used to fake having a Jamaican accent.
Oh, Lord.
What we have now, there's a lot of hick towns in Florida. Has anybody ever heard of Yeehaw Junction?
Man,
that's a town here in the state of Florida. See, Florida is not just Miami and Tampa and Duval and Orlando, where Disney World is. There's a lot more Florida, but it's very rural areas. That's mostly, not all, but mostly populated by country white people. And those country white people vote Republican, even though they're voting against their self-interest when it comes to medical care, jobs, grants, public school system, infrastructure, and so forth. And so what we have is now, because he will do anything that Donald Trump says, the Republican Party's got behind Byron Donalds, but is the people that are in the hick towns, is the hardcore right-wing MAGA Republicans going to actually vote for Byron Donalds? Find out on the next episode of Florida Ball Z.
Yeah, and that's my whole thing, because how y'all gonna convince me that they're gonna support this black man? Because it's like, because I know how racist those hick towns in Florida can be. So that's why I was like, I really don't buy it, So it's gonna be interesting. Go ahead.
Then you also got to take into consideration, Byron Donalds is the same guy that went on an interview, I believe it was CNN, and called Trump daddy.
Called Trump daddy. What the fuck?
I was like, I've seen the policies. Like I said, the policies that I read with Byron Donalds having played, it sounds
it's just like he picking up where DeSantis is left off. It feels like DeSantis is to hand him the torch
and pass the baton this way.
And not just that, he cheated on his black wife originally
with his wife,
his now white wife.
Ain't that some shit?
And invited her to the wedding.
What the fuck? And this is who
and
y'all
rushed
want?
the divorce. So are you talking about somebody that has major character issues? By the way, originally, here's the catch. Here's the twisted part of how politics works, and this gets into some very conspiratorial things.
Mm-hmm.
Byron Donalds originally was a Democrat.
Mm.
David Jolly originally was a Republican. So we have flip-flop applesauce for the governor as the leader of the great state of Florida. And you got to ask yourself, who's really going to be in the best interest of the average people who make up most of the state?
And piggyback off Juggie's friend, all that flip-flop. You know who else flip-flop too?
Who?
Donald Trump. He was a Republican in the 80s, switched to a Democrat in the 90s, and until he got back in office, after he lost control or lost ownership opportunity of the Buffalo Bills, he switched to Republican. So they just playing his game.
Yeah, and he said it too, because I remember he said it in the 90s. Trump said in the 90s, said, I'll run as a Republican because those voters are dumb. And you know who else flip-flopped? Yeah. And you know who else flip-flopped? Charlie Crist, the man that's running for mayor in St. Pete, because at one point in time, he was a Republican. Then I look up, he's a Democrat. Now he's an independent. I don't know what the fuck he is now. Anyway, y'all.
It's one thing I want to tell everybody. I went off about this with Ralph V. Jones the other night on live on TikTok, okay? A lot of y'all did not vote in the primary. There's a school board, District 6, Pinellas County School Board, District 6 race came down to 2 votes.
Damn, 2 votes.
And they had to cure the ballots and recount them by hand. So y'all stupid, Simple Simon dummies need to get out here and fucking vote. Why? Because life and death is in the vote. The Bible says life and death is in the blood, but in the physical realm, in our country, your voice is in your vote. So if you choose not to vote, the people that's running for that District 6 school board position, one of them is liberal leaning and one of them is in support of police and has right-wing MAGA Republicans endorsing and funding her campaign. So you want better public schools, but you won't show up to vote in the primaries. Every election matters. And I know voting is only one part of the whole machine. As somebody that's in politics, I understand that. But guess what? Voting is the easiest thing that you can do to be a part of the system.
Mm-hmm.
And when you choose not to vote, then you do not come in his comments on this video complaining about what politicians do if your ass didn't vote in the primaries this past Tuesday.
And please,
I don't want to hear it.
And please don't go on his channel with your hate and bullshit as well.
I'm gonna blast your ass.
Yeah, because I hope he lights your ass up like a fucking Christmas tree, because some of y'all deserve it. So, like the man said, take your ass out there and go vote. It don't take nothing but 5 to 10 minutes of your time. Go say hello to them grandmas and go damn vote,
I mean, look, I'm at that place in life. I'm blessed to see 38 years of age. I'm at that place in life where I don't want to hear no niggas complaining about what the consequences are, because life is about choices.
Yep.
Voting takes no more than 5 to 10 minutes. I literally went to the Orange County Public Library a week before the primary election and voted.
Yeah.
But the interesting part about when I voted, it was none but Democrat. It was none but Democrats. The whole ballot was filled with Democrats and different like positions of power. I was actually looking forward to one where they was trying to pass. I think they're gonna have it in the November election.
Yeah, they're gonna have that in November election.
No,
What are you talking about?
It's supposed to be. They're supposed to eliminate property taxes. I was actually looking forward to that.
It's a ballot initiative. Those are always on the general election.
Oh, okay, because I was looking forward to that.
The people vote. The people votes in mass for what they want to happen in that regard.
So the reason I bring that up because I went to a beach party and I want to say it's at New Smyrna or something like that. My round Ed, shout out to my round Ed out there from Duval County, born and raised in Detroit. So he works at the DMV and he was telling me that they're contemplating eliminating property tax. And because he works at the DMV, there's a strong likelihood that jobs could get lost if they eliminate property tax.
Oh, wow.
It's not just jobs. And just to piggyback, I know me and N.O. been piggybacking off of this. You've been doing a good job of educating yourself, by the way. You getting up there. So
good job.
Good job.
I've been on
good
this
job,
shit.
N.O. Good job.
Look, this El Petrino don't speak for itself. I've been on this type of time since 27.
Just to go into the property tax thing, right? The biggest issue with property tax is, and I can't believe I'm saying this, the biggest issue with the property tax being potentially cut is not just police, not just fire department, but your infrastructure and a lot of 50-60% of most local budgets depend on those bad property taxes that come in from the state in order to fund all the programs that the county or that city has in the state of Florida. So if you take that out, now you're asking these cities with no prior notice to come up with billions of dollars of revenue that they've been having for the last 50 plus years. So there's a lot of things to consider. Now, remember, let me give y'all some context. Rich people don't need the property tax money because they live in well-fortified areas where they don't need public services. They could just pay for it. All the rest of us are in some way, shape, or form, whether it's the tax collector's office, just to renew your license, we need those services. So when you make your decision this November, make sure, and I'm going to actually have to do a video with y'all about this. We need to do a full breakdown. Okay, you cut your property taxes. Cool, I understand that it's too much for a lot of people because of wage stagnation. But after you cut it, that's tax money. We live in a tax-based capitalist system. That means that the money that automatically comes out of our paychecks or we pay in property taxes is used to fund the same services that are vital to our everyday lives. And of course, Republicans who are getting hundreds of millions of dollars in their campaign funds, they don't need public services because they fucking got money. Everybody else needs it, whether they actually realize, whether it's Republicans who are poor, they actually realize it or not, they still need those services. You know how many people in rural areas that are walking around with bad teeth in their mouth because they don't have dental care? Do you know how many of them don't finish high school because those schools are not fully funded and fully staffed and have healthy nutrition for the kids that go there?
And not only that, to add on to your point, they turn into charter schools because nobody's investing in the public schools.
Correct. And those choice vouchers in those schools, they'll be able to pick and choose who the students are versus public school. You just sign your kid up to go. You go do the tour and you got your kid in school. Those charter schools can pick and choose what kids they want.
Like college. Yeah.
And so that goes back to the school board race that I was just telling everybody about. If we're not voting and being informed in those races, those are the people making decisions. Okay, well, the charter schools, they can pick who they want. Well, what if your kid needs to go to a school and the charter school is a great school and all of a sudden you can't go because they didn't pick you? Now what the hell your kid gonna do while you got to go to work every day and you just ran out of PTO? You see how real politics is and how it affects every aspect of your life? I'm telling y'all right now, okay, you didn't vote in the primaries, even though that was definitely important. If y'all don't vote in November for the general election, I'm going to go crazy. And you don't want me to go crazy. Me going crazy will be worse than Roland Martin and Stephen A. combined.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And that's going real crazy.
I'm for it. I would actually support it.
You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. I want to see it.
The reason I want to see it because there was a previous video, I think it was around April or May this year.
Mm-hmm.
And Juggy Fresh said, and quote, "Do you want this country to turn into the hangman's tale?"
Ooh, yes. Oh my.
He better lose
I got
his shit.
I got to the point where I'm like, bro, I don't argue with people. I don't even argue with people. I just entertain folks. I don't want to hear complaints because this country was already fucked. And the older I get, the more I realize we're responsible for the situations that transpire.
Mm-hmm.
Because forget about if you believe Kamala Harris was the right candidate for the Democratic Party. Most niggas didn't want to vote for her because she convicted black folks. If you understand how business works, if you understand how business works, if you understand how the justice system works, they live off of results. She's a prosecutor. Her conviction rate is what gets her more clients. So you penalizing her for her doing her job. Y'all penalizing us because we telling y'all, just get your ass out there and spend 10 minutes a day and just vote. Do your research. And they cut property taxes. We already living in $1,500 apartments that's really like $800 at best. That bitch gonna go up to like at least $3,000.
Because those motherfuckers, those motherfuckers, they need the extra money. So
America,
guess what?
Have you seen California? They already got a little area called what's it?
Skid Row.
Skid Row.
Yeah, I heard about that.
So this country will look like Skid Row if we choose to eliminate property taxes. Because now all the shit that's supposed to pay these little public officials, the student governments, well, not the student governments, I apologize, but fund the police, fund the ambulance, fund the fire trucks, all these things that represent
EMS,
these city ordinances and shit like that. The shit's they're gonna have to find a way to get some money. And these industries nowadays, they're very scarce. So do you really want to take that chance because you picked the wrong people in position of power when we could just fix the problem and just say, you know what, let's put the right people in these positions to look out for our community.
Yeah. And, I want to say just a final word on this. We want to be responsible citizens. And I want to explain to everybody why politics is so intrinsic and important to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of President Obama that I was able to get a job in student government at a community college when I was in college. That money I used, or that I should say that I was able to earn, was able to pay for my books, which paved the way for me to go to a state university, which then paved the way for me to get a degree, which then paved the way for me to have at least enough income to survive.
Mm-hmm.
It's personal to me because each one of these individuals is basically a treasurer.
Right.
The House of Representatives, the Senate, they're treasurers of the money that is coming out of your check. No matter what you fucking do, the money is coming out of your paycheck. If you own a business and you don't pay the taxes, they're going to Wesley snipe you. So that means it's still coming out of your check, whether it's every pay period or at the end of the year. Wouldn't you actually like a say in what they do with that money, especially if you're in a disenfranchised minority like African Americans?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you want to have a say? And hey, I want somebody that actually at least considers me in general when they got all this money coming in.
Right.
Ask yourself the question: how serious are you about your money? Everybody, I'm getting money. I'm hustling. I'm getting money. I'm out in these streets. I'm getting money. But your ass don't vote.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how you sound? You look like a freaking hypocrite. So get out here and learn how to vote. Follow my page.
Yes.
It's real simple. Ask them to. They say stuff to me all the time. And it's usually a simple explanation. But you got to get involved in politics if you want this to be better.
Yes. And you know what, Juggy? You can't ever say that Liquor Talk ain't dedicated to politics because we done spent about the first 30 minutes talking about some politics.
Man.
So don't ever say we not dedicated. So don't ever say we not dedicated to change and trying to make this a better place,
Absolutely.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. This is the men's round for the month of August. Real quick, fellas, football season is coming up. So how y'all feeling about y'all teams? I'm looking at my Bucks like, okay, and I know he happy about his Jaguars, And I know Eno's probably happy about the Saints. The Saints that the Bucks are going to have to see at the end of the year, So
let's go, baby.
How y'all feeling? Because I know he's fired up by his Jaguars.
In T-Law we trust, baby. In T-Law we trust.
Let Vic. I want him to talk about his Bucks first. No, I really want to talk about his Bucks because we kind of been taking over.
Yeah, you know what? All right, I appreciate that. Listen, Buccaneers, listen. I feel like this is a make or break year for Todd Bowles and hell the GM stuff. I think that this is definitely a make or break year because with some shit is gonna go down because we ain't selling for no 8-9 and missing the playoffs, And after last year, now I'm happy Vita Vea got paid because he's a cornerstone of the franchise. But Mr. Mayfield, you strutting out your chest like you the MVP or something, but sir, you play like the MVP for like the first part of the year, but towards the end of the year, what happened? You let his New Orleans Saints come into our house and beat us. I'm like, what the fuck? And then the Atlanta game, I'm like, really, what the fuck? Y'all disrespected the creamsicles, So I'm like. That's why Mike Evans left, But hey, Mike is on the better things. Why he signed to San Francisco, I don't know. But I feel like for my Bucks, if we don't make at least a deep playoff run, some people are getting fired, and I also feel like we'll have a new quarterback as well. So,
let me say this on behalf of what Vic ain't trying to say. Baker Mayfield, this is your make or break year. You're already at your last year of your 3-year, $100 million deal.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get it together because what I've noticed under Baker Mayfield is that they reached the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
They have one playoff victory in his 4 years as the successor to Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Brady won a Super Bowl in his first year.
Yeah.
Let's forget the fact that he already had a place in like Sarasota and a condo in Miami, and he was kind of playing golf with Trump. So he was going to pick Tampa regardless.
Okay, that's all I'm talking about.
Yeah, bro.
Hold on, I heard he was really going to choose the Dolphins, but the Dolphins ain't had their shit together.
Yeah.
So
yeah, bro, he got some places in. Tom Brady got money, bro.
Yeah, so Tom
Brady got that type of freedom I want in my life. Like, imagine being a minority owner of an NFL franchise, then getting paid money to be a commentator and say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah, but the only thing about that is he has limited access to the teams. It's like shit. So him and Troy Aikman both got limited access to the team. So hey, I love that shit. Go do what the fuck I want. Hell yeah.
For my Saints, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. We have 4 players injured. We had about 6 fights. One cat, Scott Steiner's son, you hear me? Big Papa Punk's little boy, you hear me?
I heard he got popped for PEDs.
Bro, just the fact that he got popped for PEDs and he's an undrafted player shows for a fact that there's a strong possibility. He might not make the team, but he might go to NXT. He might be on the WWE because, bro, this man German suplexed the shit out of a goddamn player, bro. Like,
German suplex.
I saw that. I was like, oh, shit.
It was a jerk practice with the Dallas Cowboy players, and they had a big old fight. And people don't realize this summer heat is disrespectful.
It is.
Especially
in Texas, because I saw it was about 100 degrees in Texas. I was like, oh, shit. And the NFL, y'all real petty for finding the Saints and the Cowboys over that shit. Y'all real petty for finding both teams for that. That's just normal, shit.
Yeah, they trying to get all that money back after they paid them retired players and shit like that. That's why they canceled on them 2-a-days. That's why players are getting hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to talk about it. They're just trying to find a way to avoid paying retired players. Because after you spend $580 billion on retired players who didn't have the proper health care. Yeah, $580 billion. Why you think they made the rule changes for no 2-a-days and no extra practices? You had to limit.
They're making the game soft because they don't want to do that shit again. And also, that's why players are retiring in their 20s and 30s, a little early 30s, they're saying, hey, I'm done with this.
And they keep asking Aaron Donald to come back out of retirement. Like, bro, this man got a Super Bowl ring.
Yeah, they asking that man to come out of retirement because they want to pair him with Myles Garrett. Now, I get that's going to be a force to be reckoned with, but still, it's like, the man already got his ring. What more did he need to prove,
Why he
is
2-a-days?
Yeah, he's probably one of the greatest defensive tackles to ever play the game, so why he need to even come back, Yeah.
So, my Saints, Kamara's hurt. We lost the guy, Brian Bresee, due to the, I think he tore his ACL. Radens, who was one of our offensive linemen, he's out for the season. We just lost Alvin Kamara for a month. a guy we drafted out of the first round who I knew was injury prone in Jordan Tyson, he's going to be out for 2 months.
Damn.
I'm not liking this. I need Kellen Moore to start feeding these niggas some Wheaties. I need these boys. Look, I already know we're going to be competing with Carolina for the division, mainly because I don't trust what Tampa has done. I don't trust what Atlanta is doing with the quarterback situation.
Atlanta just can't get right, man. That's why I'm agree with you on Atlanta. Atlanta just can't get right. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Why the fuck would you sign to this deal knowing Miami paying $99 million to get rid of him? That should tell you something, Atlanta. Why the fuck are y'all paying for this quarterback? Give him on the cheap, because if not, Miami's one paid $99 million just to get rid of your ass. That should tell you are a trash motherfucker.
But you know the part that's buku funny about what you just said?
What?
Russell Wilson ate off the same day Tua is about to eat off of right now.
Yeah, but see, Russ was on the back end of his career. It's like he had nothing to prove. But Tua, what the fuck have you done in your career? So Russ, I can kind of understand why it's like.
But it's the formula that's the same, because
when Tua got them, we got them concussions the other year, bro, and they were about trying to crack his skull in half.
Yeah, he
talking about something he still want to play.
I'm like, bro, you insane. I saw the game. You throwing up gang signs when you get. I'm like, bro,
that's scary as fuck.
That was.
Like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. The more I see Tua get hurt, the more he remind me of this character from Hey Arnold named Eugene. Like, this dude used to get hurt every time when he was around Arnold. Something happened every time to Tua. And somehow we're supposed to believe he's okay. Like,
yeah.
I'm not even trying to be funny about it, but I know my Saints are going to be competing for Carolina for the division. I don't trust Atlanta because I feel like they're going to be Bijan Robinson or bust. Tampa, people don't want to admit Tampa's in rebuild mode because I like their wide receivers. Yeah. I like McMillan and I like Ibuka, which y'all still got Bucky Irvin, right?
Yeah, we still got Bucky Irvin.
So y'all got a nice little nucleus y'all can build around. And then y'all got Tristan Wirfs.
Still. And you need to
got injured last year.
Also,
right?
Cam Jordan, you need to shut the fuck up talking about him. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you keep running your mouth. I'm like, bruh, shut the fuck up, man. Does this man live in your head? Shit, goodness.
I'm just saying.
And then y'all signed away the run back from Etienne from Jacksonville. So I'm like, y'all might be all right. You know.
That's a good player.
Yeah,
we were sad to lose him.
Yeah.
I was shocked y'all let him go.
I was shocked Jacksonville let him go too.
Somebody had to be a salary cap casualty after a breakout year last year.
And then y'all let Devin Lloyd go to. Why the fuck y'all over here helping our damn division, man? Thanks a lot, Juggy. Y'all over here helping the NFC South.
So first of all, we had a breakout year last year. The pundits at ESPN bumped them, by the way. At ESPN and some of these other places, they saying they like Houston to win
the
South.
Houston, my problem with Houston is which CJ Stroud are you
I know that in the playoffs, Trevor Lawrence is unbeatable. But when you look at the total team package, it's really the Jaguars that everybody should be looking at. But because we're the vaunted, always small market team, they want to say it's going to be Houston. I still got a lot of questions about CJ. What's his name?
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. That cold game that he played last year against New England.
Yeah,
I got questions.
Yeah,
and I don't got a lot of answers.
He looked
so
all right.
I need y'all to talk to me.
That's why I said. But I will say this about Houston: they got a good defense, but they just need a quarterback.
They got a great defense.
They need a quarterback that can lead them. You know, they need a quarterback. You don't even have to win the game. You know, you don't have to be like a superstar mode. You just got to be a game manager. You know, don't turn the damn ball over. Make the plays when you have to make them. You know, so.
And the point that's so crazy, just to add on to like Juggy's point about the ALC South. Even I have said Houston might win the South only because if you have to choose between D'Amico Ryans and Liam Cohen, I feel like they're the two best coaches in the division. D'Amico get them boys right. He trains them boys. He gets them boys prepared. I don't care if it's practice. I don't care if it's lack of two-a-days. I don't care if it's preseason, regular season, walkthroughs. He gets them boys right. That man is under like the Jim Harbaugh tree. That man was playing if I'm not mistaken, D'Amico Ryans was playing with the Houston Texans.
Yeah, he played for the Houston
That
Texans.
man was playing with J.J. Watt as his teammate. He knows what preparation is like.
Mm-hmm.
My thing with Jackson, well, I'll say this with the Houston Texans. They're going to be CJ Stroud or bust.
Yeah.
That's my problem because as talented as CJ is, we're still relying on what he did his rookie year. And respectfully, I've seen better rookie years than what CJ Stroud did. It's not a knock on him. It's the fact that if we're going to base his accomplishment off of his rookie year.
Time.
What's up? Uh-oh.
CJ Stroud don't know how to read defense.
Ooh.
He stares down receivers.
Yeah, you know what? He balled out his rookie year.
He got a rocket for an arm. And the timing routes, that's his thing. I'm not going to BS on that. But he be like this.
He holds the ball too long.
He holds the ball, and he sees that there's other defenders watching him, staring at the receiver, and he still throws it.
You know, no, Houston.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah.
Seeing him twice a year.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that in games where he'd be staring down receivers. I'm like, Houston, you need to get an offense where he gets the ball out of his hand like fast. You know, get to call RPOs, get the shit out of his hand. You know,
but this to add on to your point, the problem is we don't develop quarterbacks like they used to.
Yeah, even Tom Brady said that. You know, which is why I can respect what the Raiders are doing with
Mendoza. You used to have to sit.
Yeah,
Aaron Rodgers had to sit because there was Brett Favre.
Yeah. See, here's the thing though. Established teams do that. Teams that the problem for them quarterbacks is they get drafted to them sorry ass teams who ain't got shit. So you gotta play right away. And some of them, some of them ball out, and then some of them are like Jamarcus Russell. You know,
everybody can't be Cam Newton.
Yeah,
everybody can't be Robert Griffin III.
Yeah.
Everybody
or Jane Daniels,
Jane Daniels, Jeremy,
who also has some work to do, by the way.
He got some work to do, but we know he's recovered from an injury, and you know I'm looking at.
He needs some offensive line help.
Yeah,
that's what he needs because he's gonna end up. This is his second year being hurt. If he don't get no offensive line help, Jaden Daniels is gonna be a long.
I've already seen the trajectory of him and RG3.
Like, and that's why I look at the Washington organization as a whole. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing? You know. And you know, it's like y'all need to be building around these teams, which is why we got to be holding the GMs accountable. If they quit and fire head coach, but that GM's still there. Like, why the fuck y'all not getting rid of that GM?
That's why I feel like with my Saints, I already knew the Dennis Allen era was going to be trash. I'm giving this Kellen Moore era a chance only because he got his guy in Tyler Shough. Now, mind you, he's injury prone, but he showed strides his rookie year.
I was going to ask you about
that.
I like Shough. I was initially a fan of Rattler, even though he was 0-7 his rookie year. Because he was
that his fault, though?
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't his fault. It wasn't all his fault. However, he didn't make it any better.
Mm-hmm. He really did.
It's kind of like you're a Jags fan. You came from Liam Cohen. Before you had Liam Cohen, you had Doug Peterson.
And then somewhere there you had Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer was like a great college coach.
Urban Meyer
should
might be the worst coach in NFL history, bro.
He should never took that.
And that was Trevor Lawrence's first year.
Yeah.
It was so bad that even the national pundits was like, we got to give him an X on the first year.
And I respect him for that because you saw what happens when you got an actual coach, you know, and you saw actual coaches that actually know what the fuck they're doing.
So now when you correlate it to what our Saints dealing with Kellen Moore, mind you, nobody wanted to take the Saints job because we always were strapped with the salary cap. We always were in the red ever since Drew Brees era. Because we kept restructuring deals.
Because I remember y'all kept restructuring.
Restructuring deals.
Kicking it down
over time.
Well, now that time has come to repay, you know?
Now we've actually are finally in the green. We just paid Chris Olave. And I knew we were going to pay him because if Jordan Tyson, our first round draft pick, becomes the receiver that people have said he's going to be or believes he has the potential to be.
You think they're going to trade Olave?
They might trade Olave after his contract's done.
Yeah.
It's basically like they're trying to play the numbers right.
Right.
So in a sense, if I already paid Chris Olave $4 and a 132, they already paid him $3 guaranteed.
My question for you in terms of New Orleans is this.
Mm-hmm.
Besides injury, what do you need to see from Tyler Shough for him to be a franchise quarterback?
Leadership.
As a leadership.
I just need to see leadership. I want to see growth. Like, because I'm not expecting us to win the Super Bowl. I'm not worrying about that right now. Because I feel like that's the Rams, that's the Ravens, that's Buffalo, that's the Texans if CJ gets it together.
Gary, why would you say that with
First, let's go next year. When y'all get JEA to pay off that new stadium, that's when y'all go to the Super Bowl. When JEA finish paying off that new stadium in 2028, that's when y'all go to the Super Bowl.
I want you to think about something. The Jaguars were in purgatory. Liam Cohen comes in. The trifecta. Liam Cohen, Gladstone, Tony Boselli. That's the new brain trust in Jackson. Liam Cohen played college ball. Boselli is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So they know ball.
Yeah.
They know players.
Right.
And Boselli played with a whole bunch of some of the greatest Jags of all time.
Yeah.
So my thing is this. We went 13-4 last year. Now we're in year 2. Travis Hunter jacked, healthy. He gonna make noise on both sides of the ball. And we got Bashal Tootin in the backfield. We got Brian Thomas. People didn't notice he had a down year last year.
He did.
But nobody knew that he lost a close friend.
Oh.
He was dealing with deep depression. And the coaching staff was like, we got you. So you get BTJ back, Travis Hunter on the offensive side of the ball, and Parker Washington, bro.
Don't forget Jacoby.
And see, people down our team in the draft, they called us trash because we got 2 tight ends. They don't know what I'm gonna give y'all the sauce. I'm gonna give y'all the sauce because it's the men's only round.
Yeah.
And we in the Cohatch facility. Shout out to Cohatch.
Yeah, one time for Cohatch.
Y'all remember when it was Peyton Manning and Edgerrin James? Do you remember the double tight end sets? Now, Peyton Manning can't run worth of nothing. He got molasses in his legs.
That is true.
But you remember them long stretch handoffs to the wide side of the field?
Yeah.
And he hit that play action pass.
Peyton to Marvin.
Yeah, Peyton Marvin.
Just wait. When we hit y'all with them double tight end sets and you can't figure out who finna get the ball.
Yeah.
Remember I said this before the season started. Watch.
I'm saying this for my Saints. I see 11-6, barring injury. 11-6.
You know what? I'll give my Bucks 10-7, but if it's like 9 or 8, we need to have a winning record or some motherfuckers are getting fired because I know the Blazers don't play by that
I'm looking at 12-5 for my team because we got to deal with the Texans.
Yeah.
And I know Tennessee, they might take a stride. They might take a stride in the right direction.
And also, NFL, y'all got to do a better job of marketing y'all talent better because it's a damn shame the Tennessee Titans, they just had the number 1 pick with a black quarterback. They ain't got no damn national TV game. Y'all could have put the Jaguars and Titans on national TV. Come on, man.
But they're going to say both of the teams is trash, even though we wasn't trash last year.
But the part that was buku crazy, they were so focused on Shedeur Sanders and they overlooked Cam Ward. I felt for Cam Ward because I'm like, bro, this man was a number 1 overall pick. This dude rarely got any media attention. But the focus was on 3 days of Shedeur Sanders.
I'll say this about Shedeur Sanders, right? He's still not getting a fair shake.
He's not.
They're trying to start
Watson.
What did he? The one that did all the.
No, I just said Deshaun Watson. Yeah, they trying to start him because they trying to. The Browns are still trying to justify paying that man $230 million, which y'all need to go ahead and just cut the check and tell him get the hell on and build around Shedeur. So I agree with you. Shedeur is not getting a fair shake here.
The first preseason game, he came out in what, the middle of the second half?
Yeah, that's how preseason works.
Yeah,
preseason works.
Didn't the coach say he was going to get time with the ones?
Yeah, they said that with the ones, but the head coach he only has so much control.
Yeah.
Like if I know
he's the coach.
Yeah, but you still got to answer to the front office.
Yeah, you do.
Because the GM gonna tell you, hey, I know you got Shedeur and Sean, but
the problem with the Browns is they're just like the Cowboys, have an owner that won't shut the fuck up and just let the football
he did say some crazy shit.
Yeah, so it's like so if any owners shut the fuck up and let the football people do their shit,
Because what people forget is that the GM wanted Dylan Gabriel. The GM, The GM wanted Dylan Gabriel.
What?
The owner told the GM to go draft Shador if he's still there. And that's how he ended up with Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
So the owner likes Shador.
The owner likes Shador. It's kind of like
that. But the GM likes Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah. It's kind of like that, if you remember back in the day with
Respectfully, like he hasn't shown me anything.
Exactly.
Am I missing something?
No, you're not missing nothing. No,
Dylan Gabriel is trash.
He's trash.
No disrespect to Dylan Gabriel. I'm glad you're in the NFL. You collecting the check, but you trash, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like, I watched you play. You're fucking terrible. Like,
yeah.
Bro, you couldn't even beat Joe Flacco out of a job. They had to trade him.
Damn.
So you didn't even start.
And another quarterback that's terrible, who I think who should get another chance, is Anthony Richardson. But I look at the Colts like, bro, y'all fucking knew that this man was garbage at Florida.
Yeah, exactly.
You knew he was garbage at Florida, and you knew that's the quarterback. He should have been sitting his ass on the bench for like 2 or 3 years because he wasn't ready. But what the fuck y'all expecting now that he's battling for third string?
But it goes back to what I said about the NFL. The reason I only watch the NFL for certain teams, I've accepted, even in society, they want people to figure it out now.
Right.
But you ain't putting no foundation around them. Like, everybody thinks because Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl or went to the NFC title game his first year as a starter, or AFC title game his first year as a starter, they forget the Kansas City Chiefs had a whole team in play since the Alex Smith era.
That's why I said some organizations, they know how to manage a quarterback and they know how to prepare a quarterback to play. And then some organizations, they ain't shit. And that's why they're going to be where they're at, looking at y'all, fucking Cleveland Browns.
And if you're telling me, I watch Anthony Richardson play. He would have been a great project. He should have never started. He should have never played. The fact of the matter is, I watched this guy put more effort in his raps than as an NFL quarterback. Like this dude literally has a video where he's rapping in Gainesville.
Yeah. He should definitely stay another year.
I was like, bro, he wasn't even that good of a quarterback. He was just a good project. Like, if you would have put him around like someone who could have like tutored him, like a Cam Newton, or maybe something like,
something like Russell.
Like, let's say
Russell Wilson, somebody,
But it's also his mindset with Anthony Richardson, because in the division I pay attention to the team.
Yeah.
He's come out and was like, why do I got to study the playbook? He told the coaches, I'm tired.
He tapped out.
That's equivalent of waking up on a Saturday morning and tell your mom you're bored.
He literally tapped him. Bro, nigga, you the fucking quarterback. You can't do that shit. All right, we're going to leave it right there because there was some ladies that me and Godfrey met at the bar before we got done recording, before we got here to start recording. And they were like, we got some questions for the fellas. Their first question was, why is it so hard for women with kids to date? And I'm like, you know what, ladies, I was trying to be nice, but, I didn't want to say nothing right then and there, but we here right now in the men's round, so we're going to answer the question for you single moms out there. Why is it so hard for women with kids to date out here?
Before he answers that question, shout out Venue 2106. I prefer y'all over 7 Grove any day.
I have to agree with that. And I definitely agree with that. So shout out to the staff at Venue 2106. Definitely a good vibe, good atmosphere. Black owned too, yeah. 7 Grove, get better, I don't know.
I gave up on y'all.
It's in Ybor, so it come part and parcel with that area.
Yeah, but I've been to better bars in Ybor, though. So.
Yeah, especially the Colombian spice. Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah.
But answer the question,
you know what I think? I think the problem for y'all is it's just us men. We know dealing with y'all. We know eventually we're gonna have to get to know the kids, and the kids are like the X factor of whether this relationship is gonna go or not. Because the right woman's gonna be like, if you can't get along with my son or my daughter, then we don't have nothing. But in reality, you should be getting to know the person, not the kids, So I think a lot of people, especially people without kids like myself, I don't think we're trying to deal with the whole package of, you with the kids and stuff. Whereas if you're a cool person, you chill, and we got something, have a bond, then yeah, we can make that happen. But so many times, a lot of women, I feel like they forget the steps of getting to know somebody, getting to know the man, building the bond with the man before just throwing the kids into the picture. What are y'all thoughts?
Let's take it first to a thing.
I am married, but I don't have any kids yet. So going about my friends who are close to me who have kids, being married with kids is extremely difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of people that don't make it because it's so hard to work 2 to 3 jobs. Be there for your kids.
Mm-hmm.
Wake up with them. If they're sick, if they got special needs, if they got learning disabilities, there's all these different factors. Then if you don't have family and friends around you, you never get a break. You never get a moment to relax. You never get a moment to sleep. You never get a moment to rest. And so what you have when you have people who are single with kids, I think the best case scenario is usually when the other person is going to have kids as well. And I'm not saying it can't happen. I have a friend, a very close friend, that he got with somebody who had a child already. But I just think that that's the exception to the rule. And what we have to realize is this: why is it so hard for women to date with kids? Is because you have competing interests.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put a man as your priority when you have young children who are depending on you, and human children require steep psychological development, emotional development, and your time. They always have to be watched and looked after. It's hard to date someone and give them the time and learn them when you also have kids at the same time. The best thing I can say is to be able to date a man of means who may be able to pay for a babysitter for y'all to get to know each other, because otherwise you might just have to have a blended family like the Brady Bunch.
Time out. Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I love you. You know, I have to disagree with you because it's like, as a man with no kids, it's like, why in the hell am I paying for the goddamn babysitter? That is your responsibility. Hell no. You knew it. Come on, Dougie. You're better than that, Dougie.
Can I rebuttal to that?
Go ahead.
If that person ends up being the long-term answer, wouldn't you end up paying for the babysitting?
Long term, yes, but at first, no. You need to get to know there's levels to this shit. Not off rip. Not off rip, you know, because some women, they'll do that shit. They're like, yeah, and I need $20 for baby some. Ma'am, I just fucking met you 3 days ago. Get out of here.
And they be texting you as saying, oh, I ain't got no my kids to get babysitting.
Yeah, and that means I can't
the Cash App QR code, they be sending that to you. I know about to go off.
And I'm gonna sell out my dog, Mr. Niche. I'm gonna say, back to apartments you go. Go ahead, Mr. No. I know you about to go off.
I ain't even gonna go off, Jeremy. I feel like this is an honest conversation that needs honest dialogue. Because as someone who's been observing the utter foolery of social media, this gender bashing, misogyny, foolishness just for clickbaits, I'm sick of it all. So when the chick we met at 2106, she asked you that question: why are there single mothers having trouble raising kids?
Dating, not raising kids.
Well, basically, I mean, dating kids, I apologize.
Dating, you know.
Basically, why are single mothers having trouble dating or being in relationships? Because we don't want the baggage.
Agreed.
Most of us single men don't want to deal with the baggage. If you're not worth the long-term investment, we're not investing in you. Like, I can say for myself, I am a proud motherfucker. I am a proud motherfucker. Like, I just lean dick on some single mothers, and I can say for a fact I have stories to tell. There are some women that know if they got a good man or ain't shit nigga, based on how far they are willing to try you. There are some women I know that I met on Facebook that I knew they were single mothers, and the patterns weren't matching, and I still smashed. But somehow, some way, when the shit get too deep, and then you want to try to make ultimatums talking about some you and your kids come with a package. All due respect, man, my kids was on your back. Don't talk to me about don't talk to me about no fucking package.
Hello.
Don't talk to me about no package.
Hello.
And the thing about it is, and I say this with respect because I lived in Jacksonville long enough to know there are too many single mothers, and I'm kind of tired of it because you get to that age where your kids are a reflection of their parenting skills. If there's no type of like tight-knit, loving, caring, and devotion, yeah, they're gonna respect what you've done for them.
They're gonna give you the respect you earn.
But that respect you earned, they're gonna pass that same energy back on. If they know there's a bunch of niggas passing around the house all hours of the night, they gonna wonder why the fuck Marquise, why the fuck Devon is passing by the house at 3 in the morning when I gotta go to school.
Can I just interject really quick?
Come on.
But isn't it niggas that's making them pregnant in the first place?
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, and also
I'm just asking a question.
Hold on. Let me ask this. I'm not justifying it. You are right. These niggas getting them pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
But who chose to lay up with these niggas?
And not ask for a condom. Not ask them put the damn condom on.
See, one thing I can't stand in this generation is this bullshit 50-50. It takes 50-50 to make a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It takes 50-50 to take care of a household. It takes 50-50 to teach up to put together a family dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you choosing to be selective?
You know what I know it is? It's selective for the niggas you don't like. It's selective for the person you don't like. Yeah, because I guarantee you, if you really like this person, you down with this person, the rules go out the window. You'll do anything for that person. So, because I know a lot of people that say, "Oh, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that." I guarantee you, let the right nigga lay that dick down right. You'll do whatever that man say.
That's it. And it's just the reason why single women struggle to date now in this day and age, because back then, if two parties were to have unprotected sex and there was a baby involved, or they find out there's a baby involved, they get married because they both were willing to take the responsibility and say, you know what, we made this problem, we're going to fix it. No matter if we're unhappy or we have not put together, we're going to develop a relationship for the kid. But at what point in time did two parties think about developing a relationship for themselves? But you had enough time to develop that relationship to fuck raw and bring a kid involved. Yeah, y'all gonna look out for the kid, but at the same time, it's still gonna be some type of unfulfilled type of results, because we know for a fact there's really no real love in this shit. It's just you kind of feel obliged to take care of me and not just build a family. Nowadays, probably since the 80s, there's too many motherfucking baby mamas, there's too many baby daddies. I need to see more husbands alive.
Yeah, we need to get back to.
I want to see more of Juggy and his lady. Yeah. I need more of that. I'm tired of like this motherfucking baby mamas and baby daddies and talking about these niggas ain't shit or these hoes want your money. Bro, your money is what got you the bitch in the first place.
So why lead with that when that's what got you the woman in the first place? Like, and then y'all want to sit there and complain, and then it's like, what led? You gotta lead with what you're trying to deal with. You know?
It's about choices. I've always tell every chick that I've dated who had kids, let me get to know you first. If I end up meeting your kid before I meet you, or if I end up having to learn more about your kid than I know about you, I'm not even gonna stick around.
Pretty much.
Because the moment I get some ass, I'm out of here. Because one thing I've always told myself, and it's not even trying to be funny, I did this when I used to live in Jacksonville. I kind of do it here and there in Orlando, but I've been chilling because I got a little lady friend I care for. I always tell every woman this: if I know for a fact I don't want to be responsible for a revolving door around your child's life. That's why I always value the kids. I've always valued children, because at the end of the day, it's about them. When you're a parent, you chose to sacrifice your singlehood for that child. That child comes first. And you bring in random niggas around the house like they ain't going to understand. No, they going to remember. They going to remember the nights that these niggas were eating your kids' snacks and shit like that. I know, I did it. I was laying dick down and taking these kids Nutter Butters at 6 in. I was doing that shit. She know who she is. She swallowed too.
You know, I'm realizing I fucked up back in the day. I said, God damn. I realized I fucked up back in the day because I'd always bring back my, you know what, God damn it. It is.
But at the end of the day, I just felt like life is about choice. And you wonder why it's hard to date in a generation. It's motherfuckers are too selfish.
Yes.
At some point in time, you got to know how to be realistic. If you know you got a kid, we'll work with you on that. But if you got 2 or 3, you kind of pushing it.
You pushing it.
And if you got someone that you are willing to build a long-term relationship with, and he knows he wants kids of his own, because I said that to all my lady friends. If I get a relationship with you, I want kids of my own. I don't want your kids. It's nothing personal. I said I want a legacy of my own. And if that can't be respected, hey, we just going to go about the business with each other the best.
Yep.
And that's how it's supposed to be. But it's too many entrapments going on this day and age. And we have countless conversation about this on these men roundtable. And for the women that are trying to find some type of justification for the decisions, it's unfair to the man. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, I promise you, that chick is leaving.
Yes, she is.
She's not sticking around if you got 2 or 3 kids.
She's leaving in a heartbeat. And not a lot of women are willing to play stepmom, you know. They leaving in a heartbeat.
Stepdaddy,
stepmom, whatever.
Stepdaddy.
The stepdaddy, more power to you. Shout out to those ladies we met at Venue 2106, because another one of them asks, why do men like dating broke women? Well, my rebuttal to that is, how the fuck we know if they're broke? Actually, you know what? If they're asking about money, they're probably broke. So that's where I think I'm gonna have a lady on, and I'm gonna ask her straight up, how the hell can we determine if a woman is broke besides her just coming out and asking for money? Because it sounds like prostitution at that point. So, I mean, what y'all think, fellas?
She wants to, if a nigga dates a broke chick, he can control her.
Ooh.
It's pretty simple. It's if he know the chick broke and he know he can pay for whatever, he can basically put that over her head and say, you know what? I took care of your rent. I took care of your light bill. I paid for the shoes. I paid for the outfit you're wearing. You wouldn't be shit without me. That's what most niggas be operating on. It doesn't matter the generation. It's the game. The game will always stay the same if you're understanding how the game operates.
Yeah, but my only thing was that doesn't it get stressful as a man, like having to pay? But if this woman's giving you everything you need, then hey, you gladly pay for it. But some women, they want you to pay for it and don't even want to do shit.
But here's the problem though. This is where I have to hold most of us men accountable for the state of modern women. And for the people that's watching, I'm gonna put y'all on some game right quick. And nobody's gonna say it. No podcast is going to say it. No tonight's conversation is going to say this. So I'm going to say it.
Tonight's conversation.
They're not going to say it, so I'm going to say what nobody really wants to say. Us men are responsible for the state of modern women. Modern women are responsible for the men they choose to entertain. So what I'm saying is, most of us knew these bitches are broke, but we overvalue pussy. We don't try to get to know the women. That's why I fuck with you heavy, because when you speak about your wife, you speak about her as the person.
You do.
You make sure like nobody oversteps their boundary to come to your woman. You already know for a fact that's your woman, your lady, y'all ride the guy, no matter what. 10 toes down. Ain't no, and she fine. Well, she do a little thing in the bedroom. None of that shit. You don't let that shit slide.
Nah.
These niggas out here.
These niggas out here chirping away like
bunch of bitches.
They out here chirping away like somebody that somebody's on trial. They out here chirping away with like a man that's looking at years.
I just want to say too, on the observation deck, right, is that people need to develop better communication skills. When I met my wife listened, and I also listened to her when she spoke.
Yeah,
I didn't interrupt her. I let her get everything out. And so I think one of the things that's missing, obviously, you need to be attractive to the other person. Duh. But one of the things that's really missing is that, you know, we have these apps. You got, I haven't been in the game a long time. So you got to tell me, you got the Tinder, you know, you meet people online, you try to go out somewhere. You know, some people try to organic approach, I'm sure. You know, you meet people at your job, maybe you meet people just at random places. What people need to remember is this. If you're not good on your own, it's not going to work.
That's a fact.
Here's a big one. If you selfish and you want a long-term marriage where it's good for both people, not one, both. If you're a selfish person, just don't do it. It's really simple. Just do your thing out there, sow your wild oats if that's what you want to do. You might reap the consequences of it. Because I heard the HIV rate in Tampa has gone up 45%.
Listen.
Now, I don't know personally. Y'all tell y'all.
Look,
I don't know either, but listen, I did.
Look, I'll say this for me. I've been sticking my penis in one woman, and I'm proud of it.
Okay.
I've been chilling. You know, she know who she is, and we just went out. We had a little personal getaway, and we enjoyed ourselves. Like she put me on some kava. That kava was delicious, boy.
You got to drink kava.
No. We went to Kava. Like there was a whole restaurant called Kava. The food is delicious.
I know which restaurant.
I know.
The Mediterranean Chipotle.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Mediterranean Chipotle.
Look, that Mediterranean Chipotle was delicious.
It is.
Look, it was delicious.
It's very healthy too.
It's very healthy.
Listen, that is look. Like you said, me and her, we have an understanding. Like we both came from different sides of the track. We both listen. We both understand each other's worlds. We don't judge. We listen. There's times that we crack jokes, and that's what I love about her. She has some of the most underrated humor that I've ever heard, and she's a caring spirit. And the problem with this generation is most of these folks don't even have an identity for themselves. They try to buy a validation of other folks. That's why I be looking at some of these folks complaining about these OnlyFans models. Who fucking paying for these bitches? Y'all is.
So niggas got to be out there tricking.
And I'm like, y'all niggas. And then the part that's so crazy is y'all would spend $5,000, $10,000 on something that you can earn for free.
But you got to put in the work.
Yeah, exactly. You put in the work to get to know this chick if she's worth it.
I just want to say this.
And the other way around, like at some point in time, I should not be seeing niggas going on social media trying to blast a chick because you spent $500 on a date. Nigga, why the fuck did you take her out on a $500 date?
And can I just say this really quick? Because I think this is really important to the dating discussion. And I think this really needs to be said. Y'all niggas that pull up to high school graduations, trying to pull females.
Need your ass whooped.
That's unacceptable. Did y'all hear? Matter of fact, did y'all hear about Corey Holcomb?
What about him?
Y'all didn't hear? Y'all didn't hear what he said?
What that fuck nigga did?
Corey Holcomb on his show said, "I wonder what it would feel like to cuddle a 6-year-old." What the fuck? If you think you don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. Look it up. And the co-hosts were like, "What? Like, what are we talking about?" Right? He's like, "I'm just saying. I wouldn't do it. I'm just saying."
You are sick as hell.
I'm just trying to explain to a lot of people that the perversion levels are getting to a point where we need to do something. We already got the Epstein level stuff. We need to be realistic within our own community. We all know somebody who likes them a little young.
Listen,
let's be real about it.
Listen, to that point, we need
to
stop.
We're addressing it.
Listen, we need to stop fucking protecting them. We need to stop protecting them. Hold their ass accountable and throw their ass in jail if we got to. Well, fuck that, man. Or put them 6 feet under. Whichever one. It don't matter to me. Because that is sick.
A fuck nigga like Corey Holcomb, which I find funny is because didn't Ari Spears get exposed for the same bullshit that he got?
With Tiffany Haddish.
Yeah.
And so that's why they both got canceled. You don't really hear much from now.
It's one of those things.
And then Corey Holcomb, I ain't mean to cut you up, but Corey Holcomb, this nigga was canceled for punching the bitch out.
Yeah.
That nigga got canceled for punching the chick out, but somehow, some way, this nigga tried to run a whole PR stunt, trying to make it like he was a good guy. I'm like, bro, your whole niche is being a disrespectful dude to women.
That is kind of true.
That's been his whole niche, is to be disrespectful to women. Like, if you watch his comedy specials, which he only had 2, the nigga don't really make money like that. This nigga's trying so hard to be an asshole because there was a cat I remember meeting in college, and he kind of reminds me of Corey Holcomb. And it's something he said that made me think about Corey Holcomb. He said the women he liked don't like good men. They only like the niggas that can take care of them. So when you see niggas acting like assholes, they trying to attract the bitches they know they can get away with.
You know what? And they don't know that's a waste of time because they got to continue to be like that. They got to continue to be on that persona when that shit gets tiring, you know? Just like, fucking be yourself.
Just like these women that be portraying themselves as bad bitches who are really nothing but adult versions of a brat.
Pretty much.
And these niggas be entertaining these bras and don't realize for a fact, like, I'll give you one example. This chick named Brittany Renner. And the only reason I'm bringing this up because I want people to understand the overall gist of what I'm saying. She's been linked to, like, Kevin Gates. She's been linked to Derek Jeter. She's been linked to that dude, PJ Washington, who played for the Mavericks.
She cleaned that nigga out.
She got a kid from him, right?
She got a kid from him and shit like that. But the part, if you understand, it kind of correlates to that question you asked, why do single parents have trouble dating? She tried to blast this nigga on social media, talking about she ain't taking care of the kid. But niggas forget, like, she was a single mom before she met this nigga.
Wait, time out.
Wait, what?
She had another kid?
She had a kid before she got pregnant by PJ Washington.
I never knew that. I just heard about PJ Washington.
No, she has 2 kids. The oldest child, I think, is a teenager.
Damn.
So the question is, who's his daddy?
Exactly. So because she found a nigga that represents her meal ticket or represents her lifestyle, she get that nigga hell. because she knows she could get away with that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Think about all these single mothers who think they're worth the headache because you got pregnant by a nigga and you trying to prove that whatever happened in the past was the past. You still got to live with the fact that you're a single mom.
That's why some single moms, I gotta put them on blast when.
And I hate it. But
some single moms be like, I date with intention. I do this, I do that. But ma'am, you had two motherfuckers that came out of you.
I'll put it like this. I'll put it like this.
Accountability is a two-way street.
Men can't, go to the kids.
Mm.
And a lot of times women do take care of children traditionally in relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're saying that, it's something that Eno said earlier. Both parties got to take responsibility.
Got to take responsibility.
Personally, I'm not going to speak for y'all. Yeah. But personally, I can't respect somebody that don't take care of it.
Agreed.
If you're not with whoever you made the kids with, it happens. It's not ideal at all. But do you take care of your kids? If you don't take care of your kids, it's like, what do you actually care about that's worth something?
What is your value?
If it's not your kids.
Yeah, what is your value?
What is your value?
If you are not making enough, that's one thing. We know you trying. We can respect that. Always respect that. But if you just trying to run and not take care of or not take ownership, like what's the R&B singer name that don't recognize his kids?
Brian
Knight. There you go. That's exactly what I was thinking about.
That Millennium Falcon.
Damn. On that note, this has been the men's only round. How can the people get in touch with y'all? Juggy, how can the people get in touch with you?
TikTok and YouTube at Book of Clarity, all one word again, at Book of Clarity. Everything politics in Pinellas County, Florida, St. Pete, Largo, all the cities in Pinellas County. Holla at me. I'm doing state politics as well. It's election season. It's midterm seasons. Real V Jones has been on. Y'all know how ham I go. Y'all saw the first part of the episode. You know how ham I go. Real V, I always appreciate you, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having me on once again. This is a real partnership.
Yes, it is. It's definitely a partnership out here. Mr. Eno's Finest, how can the people get a hold of you?
First thing first, holla at me on YouTube, New Orleans Finest, TikTok 504, Instagram Yermit, 5 IVE dot 0H.4R. And be on the lookout for my new book. It's available now. Being Black in America, the 10-step program. We need to heal Black America. We need to do it now before it's too late.
Yes, go get that book if you haven't done so already. And you can get in touch with me at Liquor Talk Podcast. Y'all can go check out the website, www.liquortalkpodcast as well. Thank you, fellas, for joining me. Thank y'all. Y'all are really my co-captains. I appreciate y'all holding it down, keep me sane, keep me from going crazy out here. Thank you to his live, and thank you to the listeners for checking out this month's Men's Only Round. We're going to come right back at you in September. Episode 400 is on the way. So if you want to be a part of episode 400, come on down. The DMs are open. Or if you want to be a part of the Liquor Talk journey, come on down. The DMs are open. You better join while the price is low, because guess what? Once we start ascending, I'm going to look at you like you're stupid. Like, hey, you ain't welcome, because once we get to a certain level, I'm just going to want you to stay where you're at. But until the next episode, peace, y'all. This has been the Liquor Talk Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Catch flight, not feel.